possibilities.
Iran said on Friday that it would not discuss the future of its nuclear program while under attack by Israel, as European efforts to coax Tehran back into negotiations showed little sign of progress. Foreign ministers from France, Britain, Germany, and the European Union met their Iranian counterpart in Geneva to test Tehran's readiness to negotiate a new nuclear deal, diplomats said. Britain's Foreign Minister David Lammy said the European countries were eager to continue talks with Iran.
This is a perilous moment, and it is hugely important that we don't see regional escalation of this conflict.
A week into its campaign, Israel said it struck dozens of military targets in Iran, including a research body it said was involved in nuclear weapons development. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said operations in Iran will last, quote, as long as it takes.
It cannot have nuclear weapons. That is the purpose of Israel's action.
A day after an Israeli military spokesperson mistakenly said Israel had struck Iran's only nuclear power plant, the head of the UN nuclear watchdog called for maximum restraint. And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called on all parties to, quote, give peace a chance.
The world is watching with growing alarm.
Israel's ambassador to the UN told the Security Council it would not stop until Iran's nuclear threat is dismantled. A senior Iranian official told Reuters Iran was ready to discuss limitations on uranium enrichment, but that any proposal for zero enrichment would be rejected. Before Friday's meeting in Geneva, two diplomats said Iran's foreign minister would be told the U.S. is still open to direct talks, but expectations for a breakthrough are low, diplomats say. The White House said on Thursday that President Trump would decide on U.S. involvement in the conflict within the next 2 weeks. On Friday, Trump said Europe would not be able to help much.
Iran doesn't want to speak to Europe. They want to speak to us.
Israel bombed nuclear targets in Iran on Thursday, and Iranian missiles hit an Israeli hospital overnight as the week-old air war continued to escalate. US President Donald Trump, meanwhile, has kept the world guessing about whether Israel's superpower ally would join it in airstrikes. Trump has veered from proposing a swift diplomatic end to the war to suggesting the United States might join it. The Israeli military released a graphic as well as video footage it said shows an aerial strike on the Kondab nuclear site in the central city of Iraq. It also said it had struck Iran's Natanz and Isfahan nuclear sites and the Bushehr nuclear power plant, though a spokesperson later retracted the last claim. Any attack on the Bushehr plant near Arab neighbours and housing Russian technicians is viewed as risking nuclear disaster. On Monday, Israel struck Iran's state TV headquarters. On Thursday, the building was a severely damaged shell in the aftermath. Video footage from inside Iran is hard to come by, with the internet almost completely shut down. The public has also been banned from filming, with the authorities citing a risk of espionage. Iran has stopped giving updates on the death toll and airing widespread images of destruction, apparently seeking to prevent panic. Israeli, Western and regional officials say Israel's campaign seeks to shatter the foundations of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's government and leave it near collapse. In southern Israel, black smoke billowed from Soroka Medical University Center. The Director General of the hospital told reporters a missile strike had destroyed several wards and wounded 40 people, mostly staff and patients. Iran's Revolutionary Guards said they were targeting Israeli military and intelligence headquarters located near the hospital. Speaking at the hospital site, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Tehran's tyrants would pay the full price. Missiles also hit a residential building in the east of Tel Aviv.